Spelunkology. I am LucaTheJackal, your host. What is Spelunkology, you may ask? Well, we are a group of people who research the great world of Spelunky 2, wishing to uncover as many of its secrets as we possibly can. The world of Spelunky is vast, after all, and there is much to learn, from snakes, to jetpacks, to the creator of the fucking universe, and to chaos incarnate. There are many creatures, items, and powerful foes which lie inside these caves. The possibilities are nearly infinite, which is why us Spelunkologists must research as much as we can to determine the true potential of everything inside. Today, I will teach you about the iconic Shopkeeper organization, the shops, the shopkeepers, and even other stores which lie in the Great Caves. This video will be organized into multiple timestamps, so be sure to check out the description if you're looking for a certain section. And, hey, if you like this video, feel free to leave a like or subscribe. It really honestly mean a lot to me, and it would really show that people would want to see more videos like this. For now, however, I ask that you sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. During the First War between All Mights and aliens, the alien queen Lahamu and her army were able to defeat and capture a man known as Original Man, a creature created by Tiamat to end the war herself. Original Man was a very tall man, and one who possessed superhuman strength and the ability to wield a multitude of weapons with ease. Original Man was overpowered, however, by Lahamu and her army, and was captured by such. After the war ended, with Lahamu and her army forced to retreat into the ice caves, Lahamu brought the Original Man with her to siphon his power. For thousands of years, ever since the birth of the universe and the war between All Mights and aliens, Lahamu has been vigorously trying to discover the power behind cloning. Some shopkeepers are successful and some are failures in their own way. Successful shopkeepers abide by Lahamu's will, referring to her passionately in a strange alien language. Failed shopkeepers are often seen as prototype shopkeepers which have been unable to generate any hair and a proper body form. They retain a very small amount of knowledge, the only knowledge of such being attack, being barely able to walk or crawl. Less commonly, the regular shopkeepers are cloned shopkeepers who were replicated physically very well, but were unable to receive the true thought process that Lahamu wished, instead keeping Original Man's freedom in mind. These shopkeepers managed to flee Lahamu's warship and escaped into the caves of the moon, where they managed to find a natural gift for being a shopkeeper. These shopkeepers are incredibly unified and retain a small sample of the superhuman strength that Original Man had, along with a good knowledge of weaponry. These shopkeepers have given themselves names, each of which can be one of the following: Ollie, Bob, Cosmo, Darwin, Ear, Earl, Frank, Garth, Hakim, Iggy, Even, Jimbo, Kenny, Lou, Mickey, Nacho, Omar, Poncho, Quincy, Ron, Sparky, Tarn, Ulf, Vern, Wang, Willie, Sander, Yoshi, and Ziggy. All shopkeepers look the exact same, excluding Ear, who has grown with strangely larger ears. For many years, the organization grew larger and even more unified, creating multiple types of shops and even a black market. These shopkeepers are able to attain some incredibly rare items as well, such as the hatchet. Shopkeepers have spent a very long time working in their career as a shopkeeper. It is unsure if they are simply wishing for money, for a comfortable life in retirement, or perhaps they are trying to gain enough money to cause revenge onto Lahamu and free Original Man. Shopkeeper shops are able to spawn in almost every level in the game, with the exclusion of 1-1, 1-4, 3-1, City of Gold, Duat, Abzu, Tiamat's Throne, the Eggplant World, Hundun's Hideaway, and the Cosmic Ocean. The spawning of shops in a level is generated with a simple formula, 2/x. X represents the level the player is on. Let's list a few examples. On 1-2, this is the second level. X will be 2, and our generation will be calculated as 2/2, or 100%. 2-4 is level 8, making our X 8. This results in 2/8, a 25% chance of a shop spawning. And lastly, for 7-3, the last possible level for a shopkeeper to spawn in, the 21st level, our X will be 21. This results in 2/21, a 9.5% chance of a shop spawning. The 1-2 shop is interesting, however, as there are a few extra factors behind it. The 1-2 shop will sometimes not even spawn despite being presumably guaranteed. Space must be available on the main path, and this spot can be blocked by one of many factors on 1-2, including the Ujat chest location, Yang's pen, or even a shopkeeper vault. The 1-2 shop will also never be a dice shop, pet shop, or a hired hand shop, but I will elaborate on those later. Another shop to note on is the black market, which I will also elaborate on later as well. For now, what is needed to be known is that the black market will spawn in either 2-2, 2-3, or 2-4 in jungle. The black market will take up the back layer, and the entrance to such can be found by the flickering of the Ujat eye. The more it flickers, the closer you are to it. In order to access this back layer, you will have to destroy the ground covering it, by either bombs, a matic, or by other means. Although difficult, the black market can be found without the Ujat eye. Here are a few tips to help you find them. If you enter the back layer of a level, listen for a different theme of music. Soft drums will be playing instead of muffled jungle music. Here's a sample. The black market cannot spawn if there is a moon challenge, a beehive, or if the level is a Voices Echoes level. Although the back layer entrance to the market will never be connected to another back layer area, you might be able to teleport inside with the teleporter or a telepack. If you cannot find a pet in the front layer, it is likely because it is in the back layer in the black market. Lastly, if you have a compass, you will sometimes notice 2 exits on a level, which will indicate that this level has a black market. There are many more tips to find the black market, but I found these to be the most useful and consistent ones. There are a good variety of shops that shopkeepers have, which will vary slightly from shop to shop. Each shop will have 4 items unless specified otherwise. There are 7 main types of shops: general, clothing, pet, weapon, hired hand, specialty, and dice shops. General stores are marked by a bag. These shops can include bomb bags, bomb boxes, paste, ropes, parachutes, compasses, and presents. Clothing stores are marked by a clothes hanger. These shops can include capes, pitcher's mitts, climbing gloves, spring shoes, spike shoes, spectacles, rope piles, and presents. Pet shops are marked by a pog dog! Look at him pogging! Oh my god, look at him go! These shops will contain 1 pet, 1 tamed mount, and 2 rope piles. There can be only 1 pet in the shop, and there will be only 1 tamed mount as well, but the mount can be either a turkey, a rock dog, or an axolotl. Weapon shops are marked by a pistol. These shops can include bomb bags, bomb boxes, boomerangs, freeze rays, machetes, shotguns, crossbows, spike shoes, cameras, web guns, power packs, metal shields, and presents. Hired hand shops are marked by a fist. These shops will include 1 hired hand and 1 other item, which could be a pitcher's mitt, climbing glove, spring shoes, spike shoes, spectacles, or a rope pile. Specialty shops are marked by a magnifying glass and can include a bomb box, compass, spectacles, camera, metal shield, freeze ray, matic, skeleton key, jetpack, hoverpack, power pack, telepack, teleporter, or presents. Lastly, we have the dice shop, a unique shop which focuses on gambling. If you're past the point of gaining an addiction, you are able to spend 2,500 gold to roll the 2 dice. Throwing the dice will grant you a 1 out of 6 roll, and the combination of the 2 dice will determine your result. Rolling a total lower than 7 will result in a loss, losing your money and gaining nothing. Rolling a total over 7 will result in a win, giving you 5,000 gold, doubling your initial roll cost. Rolling a combined 7 will result in a victory, giving you the item behind the laser. The item behind the laser can be any item from any shopkeeper shop, with the exclusion of presents, skeleton keys, hired hands, pets, mounts, and metal shields. A secret trick that many Spelunkologists know is that you are able to whip the dice in midair to ensure that it is either a 1 or 6, a 50% chance of either, resulting in a much easier way to roll a 7. 3 items in total will be behind a laser, each going 1 by 1. After all 3 have been won, the shop will be closed.
As a side note, some of these shops are able to spawn in with an extra back layer to them, either above or below the shop. This back layer can contain items such as hired hands, crates, even treasure, or just a pile of bones. To access this back layer, you will need either a skeleton key or a metal key, which the shopkeeper will drop upon being stunned or killed.
The last building the shopkeeper organization has for selling is known as the Black Market. The Black Market contains 7 shops inside of it, each of the main types of shops, with the exclusion of the dice shop, which is replaced by the Hedget stall. This stall contains only the Hedget for a set price of 40,000 unless a discount is applied. While the pet shop is included inside of the Black Market, there will be only 3 ropes and a pet inside of the shop, as mounts cannot be taken to and from back layers. Another unique factor about this shop is how every item will be discounted to their 1-2 price, and any extra discounts will be applied after. Now what is these prices, you may ask? Well, luckily for you, I was just about to get to that. To understand how pricing works with shopkeepers, we need to get a little help from an old friend. That's right. Y equals mx plus b actually becomes useful, and it just happens to be in a Spelunky 2 video. Who would have thought? In any case, let's elaborate. Y will equal our price, the price located of the item inside the shop. B will equal our base value. Each item has a base value which is added on with each level. M will equal our level completed. This works similar to how it did with Shopkeeper Generation, but slightly different, each level being 1 point less. 1-2 being 1 level completed, 2-4 being 7 levels completed, and 7-3 being 20 levels completed. X will be our inflation price. Each item has an inflation price, which multiplies itself with the level you have completed. As an example, bomb bags. Bomb bags have an initial price of 2,250. They will also have an inflation price of 250. That means on level 1-2, the second level, we will have an equation of y equals 250 times 1 plus 2,250, which gives us a total of 2,500 for the price of a bomb bag in 1-2. Most items have a unique initial price and level inflation. Fortunately, I've calculated the base cost and inflation cost of every item possible to buy, which I will show here, and I've also put a link in the description below. The only items that do not have an inflation gain are the dice and the Hedget. However, discounts are possible and available. If you buy out a full shop, excluding the dice shop or a stall in the black market, you will gain the Big Spender discount, a permanent 10% discount in normal shopkeeper shops. This discount applies in the black market, but it does not apply to dice houses. However, if you are wearing the crown obtained in Vlad's castle, then you will have a permanent 50% discount on the same items. The 2 discounts do stack as well, but not as 60%, but as a 10% discount, then a 50% discount. As an example, although impossible, having a big spender discount in the crown in 1-2, and finding ropes will result in the price being 1,125. Initially 2,500, the 10% discount will make it 2,250, and then the crown will make it 1,125. Even if the order of the crown and the big spender discount are switched around, the discount applies the same. However, if you have the true crown, any discounts will be ignored, and instead you will have a 100%, twice as much, increase on what the cost will be. However, some of us are born in unlucky circumstances. Some of us may be poor, and some of us might have been born in the United States of America. This means we have to resort to robbing a shop for items we may want. There are many different ways one can rob a shop, all with their own pros and cons. If you want only one item, you can simply grab the item and run outside the shop. Try and jump after you exit the shop to dodge the initial gunfire. The pro here is that this is the simplest method with an easy execution. The con, however, is that only one item is gained from this type of robbing. The second technique, which I use most often, is a rope rob. Stand right on top of the shopkeeper, holding any back items or presents you may need to hold, and simply use a rope on the shopkeeper and run. This is extremely easy to pull off, and there's plenty of spare time to escape. However, this costs one rope, which you may not have or may need to conserve. Sparrow robbing is another technique which is widely used and can start the Sparrow questline for ropes and a skeleton key. Take an item, stand on the second tile away from the shopkeeper, luring him on top of it. Jump and throw it outside the shop to consider it as robbing, and then you will instantly stomp on the shopkeeper's head, stunning them so you can rob more. This starts a Sparrow questline which allows for free ropes and a skeleton key if you are willing to kill her. However, the strategy is a good bit more difficult to pull off, and it can be a bit risky if you need a back item to put on. Whipping a shopkeeper instantly angers them, but you are able to have a robbing technique off of it. Be on the tile next to the shopkeeper, face away, and back whip them holding forward, and you will stomp on them, allowing a free rob. Make sure you are walking while in the air, as running may mess up your timing. No resources are required for this one, which is extremely useful. However, this is one of the hardest techniques to pull off, and it requires a lot of practice and tight timing. And of course, if none of these suit you, you can always resort to the classic robbing technique. The black market is slightly different due to its layout, but there are two techniques which are well known and can help you gain either the Headget or just rob the entire place. If you wish for just the Headget, grab a telepack. Take the clover at the top of the black market to ensure an 8-tile teleport, and hold the Headget and teleport to the stall to the left, then to the stall below, and teleport either to the right or the left to escape the market. Be careful of the final teleport, as a shopkeeper may shoot you if you're not careful enough. This allows for a free Headget seal, giving you a key item for the chain. However, you'll miss out on most of the black market, and this does require a telepack, an item not usually available in every run. If you wish to rob the full black market, however, there is another strategy which works very well. Go to the ladder at the left side of the market and make enough room for yourself to be able to jump around and anger the black market shopkeepers. Stay at the top of the ladder, and you will naturally stomp any shopkeepers that climb up the ladder, most of them doing so. If you have a cape and spike shoes, you can glide down for maximum damage. This allows for a full rob of the black market, allowing every item to be yours. However, there will be a few shopkeepers you will need to deal with individually, and if you kill all the shopkeepers, you will have to deal with them for the rest of the game. And lastly, the classic technique. Of course, robbing shops comes with a price, and this price is more often than not your own blood. Angry shopkeepers work on a point system called Sin, which can be raised in a variety of ways and slowly lowered over time. First, let's talk about gaining Sin. To gain Sin or anger the organization, you have to do one of the following. Attack the shopkeeper by any means. This includes whipping, hitting them with a weapon, or another item which was used by the player, such as a rock or the volcano drill. This gives 2 sin points and is considered assault. Breaking a shopkeeper's shop by means of a bomb or a mattock also angers them. Anything within 2 tiles vertically of the top of the shop will anger them, and anything from the floor up will also upset them. This gives 2 sin points and is also considered assault. Killing a shopkeeper by any means, be it a weapon, a bomb, or anything else, as long as it was the player's fault, will result in 4 sin points added. This is considered murder. Telefragging a shopkeeper will instantly kill them as well, resulting in 4 sin points added. However, this part is unique, as it will add 4 points even if the shopkeeper is already dead. This means you can get a total of 10 sin for a single shopkeeper, if you attack one, kill it, and then telefrag it. Once again, telefragging is considered murder. I've mentioned assault and murder a couple times, so let me elaborate on each. Assault is when the player does an action that does not kill the shopkeeper, including attacking and robbing. Assault does not stack on each other, so if you rob a shop, you're able to destroy as much of it as you wish, still only obtaining 2 sin instead of 4. Murder is considered an action that does kill the shopkeeper, and it will stack with assault and other murders. However, there are some small rules and interesting situations which can result in unique outcomes. Freezing a shopkeeper with a freeze ray, or perhaps a ghost, will not anger them until they have escaped from the ice or have been killed by it. This means a player can constantly freeze a shopkeeper, and if they escape the level before a shopkeeper gets out, they will be able to have no sin added to them. This is a common strategy in co-op. Sacrificing a shopkeeper on an altar does not count as a murder, as it is not truly the player's fault. A common technique is to hang onto the ledge of the other side of the altar and rope up when the shopkeeper gets above them. Killing a man trap with the shopkeeper inside will not aggro the shopkeeper if they are not already angry at you. But if they are angry with you, sin will be added. Stealing items from a shop will not add any more sin points even if it is not the initial rob. As long as the organization is angry as you, all items are free with no repercussions for such, excluding having to get around the shopkeepers. Killing clone shopkeepers from Lahamu's warship does not increase any sin, so feel free to take off all your aggression there. Every level completed will also remove 1 sin point from the player's sin counter. This means a player who robs a shop at 1-2, 2 sin, can hypothetically be forgiven by 1-4. As long as the player does not anger the organization via murder or assault, the sin counter will slowly go down and the player will eventually be forgiven. This means if you rob a shop on a floor where shopkeepers won't spawn in, you can get a free rob. Robbing a 2-4 shop will give 2 sin, but after completing 2-4 you will have 1 sin. 3-1, Olmec's Lair, does not contain a shopkeeper, so you will simply have to complete the level in order to be forgiven in 4-1. Now what happens when the organization is angry at you? Many things will happen, some instantly and some over time. Any shops, vaults, or other areas with shopkeepers inside will have the shopkeeper in there angry. At the end of almost every level, there will be a singular angry shopkeeper waiting for the player, attempting to kill them as other shopkeepers would. Exclusions to this are Olmec's Lair, Duat, Abzu, Tiamat's Throne, Hundun's Hideaway, the Eggplant World, and the Cosmic Ocean. At a high enough sin counter, shopkeepers will start creating wooden outposts containing 2 to 4 shopkeepers inside to hunt for the player. These outposts spawn along the main path, so the player will have to either go through them or find a way around them with bombs or other items. While other sources say 5 to 8 shopkeeper kills and the sin equivalent 20 to 32 is required for an outpost to spawn, I believe I have seen ones with 19 sin. Regardless, you will likely only find these on hard criminal runs, only encountering them if you are prepared to do so. Outposts can spawn on every level where angry end-of-level shopkeepers can, with the exclusion of ice caves. Outposts can spawn in levels with shops, or even on the black market. Fighting shopkeepers themselves is a very difficult task and it requires a good bit of focus and skill. Shopkeepers that are triggered will run around at a slightly slower speed of the player running and will jump around if necessary. Otherwise, on patrol, they will simply walk back and forth, turning around if they reach a wall or ledge. Shopkeepers that are on patrol to the player will activate if the player enters a range between 6.5 blocks vertically and around 5 blocks horizontally. Shopkeepers naturally wield a shotgun and will fire the shotgun if the player is within 12 blocks vertically and 4 horizontally. Each bullet from a shotgun does 4 damage, although it does not usually stack. Shopkeepers do not care about enemies, NPCs, or other shopkeepers while in this range, however, and they will easily shoot other shopkeepers, which won't even add sims to the player. They are able to wield a variety of weapons, including the plasma cannon and freeze ray. They will still act like how they would if they had a shotgun, however. If a shopkeeper touches a player, they will grab them and throw them, the player taking 1 HP of damage whenever they hit a wall or surface, being stunned for a moment. Angry shopkeepers can and will climb ladders, ropes, vines, chains, and other climbable items. However, if a player is within 3 blocks horizontally of the ladder, and 12 or less blocks vertically in the range of the shopkeeper, they will not climb the ladder. On such a note, shopkeepers will always try to reach the same horizontal level as the player, using ladders and jumping around if they are not able to reach such. Lastly, a shopkeeper has 10 HP, so a singular bomb can and will kill them. Tun is an NPC many of us know well, and she provides several challenges throughout the caves, which can give us a variety of items. However, Tun will also spawn in the back layer occasionally with her own personal shop, where wares can be found. These shops will always be in the back layer and cannot spawn in levels where Tun is already located. This means a Tun shop will not spawn where the Moon Challenge, Sun Challenge, and Star Challenges are located. It is unsure exactly where Tun cannot spawn her shops in, but it seems that for the most part of large back layer portions, Tun will not be present. This includes Olmec's back layer, the Wet Fur area, Abzu, and the Black Market. Tun can, however, spawn in levels in Vlad's castle, and her shop will be located slightly below the castle. Tun shops cannot spawn in boss levels either, including Abzu, Duat, and Hundun's Hideaway, although she will be waiting for the player atop Tiamat's throne, although this isn't a shop. Tun shops take a similar format to Shopkeeper shops, although they are a smidge smaller and contain only 3 items. The items she sells can be any item that normal shopkeepers sell, with the exclusions of presents, skeleton keys, and mounts. She will sell hired hands too, but they will be fully tamed naturally. She can sell 2 extra items on top of this as well, which are the Plasma Cannon and Royal Jelly, which I have calculated the prices for, and I will share these on the screen right now. Tun prices are also unique, as every item in her shop is sold at a 5% discount naturally compared to what a shopkeeper would normally sell. If the shopkeeper organization is angry with the player, Tun will instead offer her items at a 50% discount. Keep in mind this is instead, and it will not stack with the natural 5% discount. Of course, players are still able to rob items from Tun. The methods I have listed earlier work nearly as effectively, although it is good to note the smaller size of the shop. Tun thinks a bit differently than normal shopkeepers, however, as proven before. She holds many old-held beliefs, including the eye for an eye method and being homophobic. If you anger Tun by either attacking her, robbing her, or entering her shop or challenge with the True Crown, or obviously killing her, Tun will proceed to hunt the player down for potentially the entire game. In every future level, Tun will spawn at the entrance of every level after 30 seconds have passed, unless she has already spawned in by means of a challenge, being at a ship on Tiamat's throne, or in one of her shops in the back layer. In order to pacify Tun, you will have to kill her 3 times. After the 3rd time, she will forgive the player, and then she will behave as normal. You don't even have to directly kill her. If she dies by her own means, it will count as one of the 3 kills necessary. Fighting Tun is similar to fighting shopkeepers, although she is slightly unique. Instead of a shotgun, Tun will naturally wield a poisoned-tipped crossbow, which can be reloaded twice, not including her initial arrow. If she shoots her first arrow, she can pull out a second and then a third to fire at her leisure. After the 3rd arrow, however, she will need to pick up a new arrow. Tun is also able to wield a variety of weapons, including shotguns, plasma cannons, freeze rays, and other crossbows. The Caveman Shopkeeper is a shopkeeper many of us know and deeply love. I am sorry to disappoint everyone watching, and less sorry to Tun, but we're getting married this weekend, so you will all have to find someone else. In any case, a Caveman Shopkeeper is a kind fellow who simply wishes to gain more shiny gold to show off to his fellow caveman friends. He will offer a variety of items, which I will share now. Along with his list of extraordinary items, he has a very small chance to offer items that are available in natural shopkeeper shops, excluding skeleton keys, mounts, or presents, but he is able to sell hired hands and plasma cannons. He loves shiny objects so much that if the player is wearing the crown obtained in Vlad's castle, he will give the player a 50% discount similar to shopkeepers. Note that any odd-priced items will round down. A 19 gold priced item will naturally be 9.5 if discounted, but instead it will be discounted to 9 gold. It is possible to rob a caveman shopkeeper, although it is extremely ill-advised. Not necessarily that his low prices invalidate any true need to worry about buying these items, but more so the backlash you will receive from the community. It is possible to rope rob him, or simply run outside of his shop to steal the items you need. Spare robbing is not performable, however, as some items will break when thrown, and the Caveman Shopkeeper will not follow you if you pick up any items. And of course, nuking the shop is also a valid option. Alas, there are no other possible ways to rob the Caveman Shopkeeper successfully, so you will have to be very, very careful with the methods listed already. Angering the Caveman Shopkeeper will only upset him for the level you are on, and it is notable that he has 3 HP and deals 1 damage for hitting you. If the player completed Yang's quest in Dwelling, giving him the turkeys he lost, and also refraining from upsetting him or killing him, Yang will spawn a shop in 2-1, Jungle or Volcana. This shop will include 3 turkeys for the price of 3,000 gold each, and 1 rope pile of its normal price. Yang can be robbed from as well, however the methods may be a little different. Note that the turkeys inside the shop may mess up any potential sparrow robs or other escapes. Yang will be angered if he is robbed, or if he sees a dead or cooked turkey at any point. Yang will not persist the player after the level the player upsets him on, but he will still attack the player similarly to how Tun and regular shopkeepers act, although his crossbow only has 1 arrow inside of it. The Ghist shopkeeper is another interesting shopkeeper, one which tries to spend its afterlife continuing his passion of being a salesman. There are 2 Ghist shops. One is located in the 1-4 dwelling, slightly above the checkpoint door and to the right of it. There is a second shop as well, located inside the eggplant world, near the top below Yama's throne. Look for a purple spot inside the tide pool tiles. However, you are only able to enter this shop if you are cursed. If you are in co-op, only 1 player needs to be cursed for the rest to enter. In 1-4, 3 presents will be available to buy, each for 20,000 each. There are 4 categories of presents available, which I will share now. In the eggplant world, the same pool is available, however, the clone gun is available in the same category that the Kapala is. It is also notable that in the eggplant world, any presents will be the price of 50,000 gold compared to 20,000. You are able to rob from the Ghist as well, but the methods are very different. One common method is to grab 1 present, throw it at the others, and dodge the Ghist as you collect the items from the present. You are also able to freeze, telefrag, or crush the caveman body that rests below the Ghist, which will cause the Ghist to disappear. You can also take a picture of the Ghist itself with a camera, which will kill it instantly. Another newly discovered method is to put all the presents in one corner, buy one of those presents, and then open that present in midair. The item from that present will drop, breaking all the other presents, and all those other items will be free. And there won't be any aggro either. You can also gain a free rob with a teleporter as well. Head to the bottom left of the back layer and telefrag the corpse before you get cursed. After getting cursed, the presents will spawn in, free, without needing to worry about the Ghist. Picking up the corpse will not upset the Ghist, and the Ghist will simply follow the player around. It is possible to teleport further away from the shop if a telepack is acquired. However, if you do anger the Ghist by means of robbing, the Ghist will start to chase the player similarly to how the normal ghost does. If the Ghist touches you, you will instantly die. The Ghist will only be angry at you for the level you angered him on. Madame Tusk is a fantastic walrus who has very enjoyable items in her shop. Tusk spawns with a casino inside Tide Pool on any level excluding 4-2, but most commonly inside 4-1. This casino is very similar to the one a dice shop has, although it is a bit larger to suit Tusk, her bodyguard, and the Tusk idol. Rolling the dice will cost 5,000 instead of 2,500, double the dice shop. However, if you obtain a number above 7 with your rolls, you will gain 10,000 gold instead. Instead of the 3 items from a pool, Tusk will provide 5 items out of the same pool that dice shopkeepers have. If you obtain all 5 of these items, you will be granted access into Tusk's palace, located in 6-3. Although robbing from Tusk is not advised, as you will only obtain 1 item out of the 5 you can gain, killing her is more often done in speedruns, as Tusk being dead in 4-1 will prevent her palace from spawning in 6-3, which makes the level smaller. The most common method is to rope the bodyguard, then place a bomb right by the pole in front of her casino. Simply run away, and Tusk will naturally be blown up and killed. Of course, there is one other method you can use, but I think it goes without explanation. You are able to anger Tusk in multiple ways by either destroying her casino, attacking her or her bodyguard, getting caught stealing the Tusk idol, by cheating when rolling the dice, rolling a dice again, or by robbing an item behind the laser. Tusk and her bodyguard will chase after you if you have angered them and will attack in a variety of ways. Bodyguards behave similarly to shopkeepers, wielding a shotgun and attacking and behaving as shopkeepers normally do. Tusk, on the other hand, will chase the player, charging towards them at a moderate speed. Tusk will destroy any blocks that are in her upper body area, but will not destroy any blocks at her lower body. If she reaches a wall or lower blocks, she will turn around. She cannot jump, but if the player touches her from the side, she will throw at a player, instantly dealing 2 damage in the process. I think that's just about everything. I will state here and now that there is most likely something I have missed along the way. Spelunky is a vast game with nearly infinite possibilities, so it is difficult to capture every single possible scenario and interaction, but I wanted to give a very broad guide over all the essentials involving shopkeepers and the varieties of. I've put an unbelievable amount of work into this project. It's taken me over a month and a half to complete it, so if you found this video helpful or enjoyable at all, please do consider leaving a like or subscribing. It would really mean a lot to me and show that this hard, painful work wasn't for nothing. If the community wants to see more videos like this, I would be more than willing to help out, and I have a few other ideas planned for Spelunkology guides. But regardless, thank you all once again for getting all the way through this video. Let me know down below if there was something I missed. I'd be more than happy to hear such. But until then, take care. I'll see you in the next video.